Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. Happy middle of the weekday to you. Wow. So, this has been a very busy week for us. I know you all know Take Back Our Yard is coming Saturday. We have had so much to do. Just getting prepared for events is a lot of work. Making the phone calls, and it takes a team. You cannot do these things by yourself. It always takes a team to do this. So this morning, I just want to give a shout out to the team that helps us every day. Shout out to LaWanda Menefee. Shout out to DJ Complex. You know, we appreciate you and all that you do. And shout out to all the volunteers that have been helping us along this ride. We were on the news yesterday. WFXR came and gave us a nice interview about Take Back Our Yard, so I definitely want to give them a shout out as well. It is a lot of work, but definitely worth it, because anything that we can do to bring back our community, that's what we're here to do. So, also, I missed some birthday shout outs yesterday. If it was your birthday yesterday, I want to give a shout out to you. Happy birthday. And I also want to give a shout out to Left Eye. Rest in peace. Happy birthday, Left Eye, yesterday. I want to give a shout out to Jadakiss. We all love Jadakiss, so happy birthday yesterday, Jadakiss. I will be right back in just a few minutes with my special guest of the day. His name is Ryan, and he's a barber at Precision. I'm sorry, Precision. Long day, everybody. Not getting any sleep right now. But anyway, we will be right back with Mr. Ryan. So stay tuned and stay focused.
So this season what we're doing is we're going to different local businesses and we're mixing in artists and people that are doing great things in the city like herself, and we're combining it into one. Thank you guys for rocking out with your girl JC Live with the JC Live Experience. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at JC Live 99, and make sure you subscribe to the YouTube page. Hit that subscribe button.
I'm in love again, and I feel good about it.
You know, when I think back on it, very seldom do two people connect on the level that we did. The energy, the magnetism, the music, it led to an insatiable lust. Welcome to the booth.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Tommy P, and we're here for the Take Back Our Yard Cultural Arts Festival and Concert Series featuring hip-hop recording artist Trip Azure. Also, of course, man, coming all the way in, doing that thing, bringing the soul for music, Neferteria Hash will be in the building. We also got mariachi band Tricolor doing that thing. And of course, none other than from Winston-Salem, the big homie DJ 360 will be bringing the ultimate day party. Get your tickets right now at Eventbrite. Take Back Our Yard Cultural Arts Festival and Concert Series, June 1st, July 6th, August 3rd. Be there.
All right, we're back, and I have my guest with me today. Everybody, please give a shout out to Ryan from Precision Cuts. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on your show.
Thanks for being on the show.
Yeah, no problem.
Your story is definitely a story that we want to share.
Okay.
Because before you became a barber, there's a lot that led up to this road.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia. However, I've lived, a lot of different places, Arizona, Hawaii, just kind of all over.
Okay, let's give a shout out to ATL.
That's right. You know it.
That's right.
I guess in my life I have I've always just kind of been searching for myself, and a lot of the ways that I've tried to do that were not the most positive ways, and kind of just didn't have a whole lot of guidance. When I was younger, kind of grew up in the system in Georgia, and I guess that kind of formed some ideas and some ways of being that don't really work out here in the real world. So I've just kind of made a lot of mistakes, and
but it's okay because you're here now.
Absolutely. I've learned from them, and I don't regret any of them.
We don't have to be perfect all the time, right? Because life isn't perfect all the time.
That's right. I think everybody likes to win, but when you lose and stuff, and you have to feel that pain, that's what forms who you become, and that's how you learn. It's been through hardship that I've learned. So.
Well, I want to talk about it because you were in the military, correct?
I was.
And then after the military, you hit some hard times.
I did, yeah. I joined the military when I was 17.
Okay.
We had moved to Virginia from Atlanta, and my mom thought it was a good idea for me to come here. I guess it was slower or whatever. Not her fault, but it was not a good idea.
To come to Roanoke?
Actually, we lived about 2 hours from here.
Okay.
We lived about 2 hours from here.
Okay.
And I started basically my road on addiction, and then I joined the military trying to get away, trying for that geographical change, or just trying to do something different. And
so what were you addicted to?
Everything.
Everything. Okay.
I guess you could say that I was more so physically dependent upon opiates.
Okay.
That's been a struggle from the age of 16 up to I'm in my 30s now, so it's been a struggle, continuous struggle. When after I got out of the military, when I got out of the military, I moved back here for a little while. I moved back to Atlanta, and then I moved to Arizona. And everywhere I went there, I was, and it wasn't, I couldn't really run anymore. I've done about everything other than the military. I have tried different professions. I've tried to do different things. I haven't just set myself as far as like I'm going to be in the street for the rest of my life. I still had that desire to want to do something else, but I just never really knew exactly what that was.
So what brought you to that point where you started using? Was it the fact that you moved away, you think? Because you said that was part of the problem, or was it the people that you were around?
No, I can't say that it was anybody's but my choice. I feel like that just at an early age, growing up with my mom and stuff like that, I just feel like that I didn't like the situation that I was in. Okay. So basically I started to run, and
that was your escape.
And when I say exactly, and when I say run, I mean at the beginning it was just run away from where I was living, and then I found drugs, and I was like, oh wow, this is this is great.
Right.
You know, that I don't have to feel, I don't, you know, or whatever.
Right.
And so, you know, that kind of began the running part, you know, just always thinking, not really dealing with the feelings or dealing with the problems, just kind of trying to get away from them, you know. And if you look at my life of all the times I've moved and all the different stuff I've tried, you can see that basically I was just trying to run from whatever it was. But
the thing is that it's always there, so you can't really run from it. Absolutely. Because it's always there.
Absolutely.
Even after you come off of this high out of your mind, whatever you were dealing with is still there.
Absolutely. It's not an external thing. It's internal. You know, it's dealing with stuff inside, or, you know, maybe things that have happened to you in life, or, you know, being a kid. You know, a lot of us out here, especially these days, you know, we're dealing with grown-up problems, you know what I mean? And we're not grown-ups yet, you know, but we're still having to see things and deal with things that are really tough for adults to deal with, much less kids. You know?
Exactly.
So it's tough growing up. You know, I mean, I grew up in the 90s, basically, I guess you could say, but you know, it's still the same now, if not, you know, worse. You know, it's hard.
Why do you say that it's worse now?
I just think, well, for one thing, we've been at war for, you know, so long now. I mean, that's, you know, when I think of that there's kids that are, you know, 18 years old now and they've never seen the United States at peace with other countries. But also, I mean, that's just one of mine, I guess, because of my past military. I think about stuff like that.
Of course.
But, you know, a lot of the mindset we have, the mindset that a lot of Americans have these days, I just feel like we have gotten away from a lot of things that we used to pride ourselves on, and it's all about look at me, or money, or greed, or you know, just
they're saying look at me at the exterior, but nobody's taking the time to say look at me inside.
Exactly.
Right.
It's all about our image.
It's
you know.
Exactly. Images people keep. Exactly.
So you know, I mean, and that boils all the way over into the violence and all that stuff. Oh, you ain't gonna disrespect me, you know. I mean, and I've gotten a little bit older. I used to have problems with, like, if you gonna get me, I'm gonna get you, even if I gotta get me to get you, you know. And I used to kind of be that.
And a lot of kids still have that same.
Absolutely. But you know, as I've gotten older and kind of chilled out a little bit, I see things differently, and you know, I let a lot of things get by me these days. You know, it is not that serious. You know. I'd rather just live in peace and kind of go through life than I would try to fight every battle that comes to me, you know, or over some disrespect or whatever the case may be. So. And
it's so much easier now for you, probably, by taking that approach, by saying, you know, just it is what it is.
That is true. And, you know, I mean, I feel like when we focus on things, we see them more, and when we kind of let things go, it's like the law of attraction almost, you know. If we're looking for it, we'll find it. If we're not, then we probably won't see it. So.
That's it. We'll be right back, everybody. Stay focused.
Hey, it's your boy DJ Complex, Take Back Our Yard Foundation. Our mission is to welcome opportunity through innovation and enterprise in an area that taught us how to overcome adversity with resilience and integrity. Having a dream that bridges all walks of life to gain a better understanding of the Black American experience while embracing inclusion that adds to the prosperity of Roanoke as a whole. Make sure y'all come out each first Saturday for the Take Back Our Yard Cultural Arts Festival and Concert Series, June 1st, July 6th, and August 3rd. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Tommy P, and we're here for the Take Back Our Yard Cultural Arts Festival and Concert Series featuring hip-hop recording artist Trip Azure. Also, of course, man, coming all the way in, doing that thing, bringing the soul for music. Nefertaria Hash will be in the building. We also got mariachi band Tricolor doing that thing. And of course, none other than from Winston-Salem, the big homie DJ 360 will be bringing the ultimate day party. Get your tickets right now at Eventbrite. Take Back Our Yard Cultural Arts Festival and Concert Series, June 1st, July 6th, August 3rd. Be there.
Apple Ridge Farm. Our passion is to reach out to the underserved youth in our communities, transforming their lives through educational, cultural, and outdoor experiences. We build self-esteem through academic support and success. And with self-esteem comes the belief that our children can reach their dreams. At Apple Ridge Farm, our job is to see the amazing seeds of potential in our youth until they can see that in themselves. Children are our future, and Apple Ridge Farm is committed to continue helping kids grow. For more information, visit appleridge.org today.
All right, we're back. More conversation with Ryan. So, we talked a little bit about your addiction, but let's talk about how long you've been clean.
I have been clean now for almost 4 years.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you.
Just for today, day by day, you know, that's kind of the way I go about it. You know, I guess that I've been able to stay clean a little bit better because I have started to deal with some of the things that I felt were the reasons why I used, you know, drugs.
Okay.
So, you know, just dealing with some of the stuff, and, you know, that's how you become more peaceful and free. And like I said earlier, I think, you know, getting a little bit older and slowing down.
And sometimes, not to cut you off, but sometimes the best way to deal with stuff is to let it go. Mm-hmm. Just let it go.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, you got to learn to let things go.
You have to, for your own peace of mind.
Right. Right. Mm-hmm. Not every battle needs to be fought, you know. No. But you know, it's important for me to stay clean, not only for my own, you know, personal good, but you know, I just really got tired of being a drain on my community, and you know, nobody wants you to come around, and you know, it's rough, and I'll say, you know, I can speak for myself, you know, most addicts and I'm sure that we all know somebody that uses. Of course. And I would say that, you know, people look at them as bad. Oh, they do this and they're this, and but what I'll say is, you know, they're not bad people. I'm not a bad person. If I have to feed my addiction, I do a lot of bad stuff. Right. And it unfortunately forces me to do a lot of bad things. And that's where people will look at you and say, okay, this person is a bad person. Right. Because of those bad things that you do. Absolutely. Not because they know you inside, but because of those bad things. Absolutely. And you have to kind of understand that when it affects that person, that other person, you know? Yep. Because, you know, a lot of times when people are on drugs and stuff, they steal from their mothers, brothers, sisters, cousins. Absolutely. You know? Yeah. And after a few times of going through that, you're just like, you know? You can't deal with it anymore. Right. You know, you got to love those people from afar, you know, and it's unfortunate. And it's hard because you don't want to love them from afar, but at the same time, you don't know how to help them. Exactly. Right. Well, there's no helping if you don't want the help. Exactly. You know, there's nothing you can do. And that's the sad thing, you know, about addiction is there's not jail can stop it, not institutions, not family. It really has to be a personal decision that, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. Right. The cool thing is there are, you know, if you come to that realization, there is stuff in our community, support, absolutely, and you know, there are things out here that will continue to try to help you to stay off. And the thing is most of our families and stuff that we've hurt, just because we stop using all of a sudden, in the back of their mind, they're not 100% sure yet if that's going to be the real case.
So you have to rebuild that trust again.
Exactly. So, I see a lot of people like, that I know, and they think, well, man, I just got clean and they're still treating me like this. But, it takes time to build that trust back.
Definitely.
With your family, with your community. I mean, it's not something that's just fixed in a day. Just because you get clean don't mean you get an award.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You're just doing what you need to be doing.
But let's talk about you, Ryan, and how you have been building trust again, right?
Absolutely.
You're a barber now.
I am. Yep.
So talk to me about that, because you not only just cut your clients' hair, you cut people that are homeless.
I do, yep.
So talk to me about what you're doing for everyone in the community.
Well, I guess I'll start off by saying that I never grew up or thought I was going to be a barber. I cut my own hair and my friend's hair, as most of us guys do when we're young, and never really took it fully serious.
Right.
What happened was I got in trouble. And got incarcerated. And
was it for the drugs? For using?
It was not a drug crime.
Okay.
It was a violent crime, I guess you could say.
Was it because of your addiction?
But it was because of my addiction. It all stemmed. All of my crimes, whatever they were, stemmed from
your addiction.
From my addiction, absolutely. So I got in trouble, and where I was locked up at, they bring the clippers and the pod, to let, you can use them for the day or whatever. And I saw people cutting hair in there, and, I was sitting back, minding my own business, and, I saw some of the haircuts, and I was like, man, those suck, like I don't think, I don't know how good I can do, but I can do a little bit better than that, I think. And so I started cutting people's hair in there, and in all honesty, it wasn't until black people started picking me to cut their hair over other black people, because that's kind of protocol, you know. And I will tell you, from a white barber's perspective, a lot of black people don't think that we can cut their hair.
Oh yeah,
hair is hair though to a barber, But so it wasn't until that happened that I didn't have the confidence. Well, hey, maybe I could do this, and it all just kind of made sense to me. My past wasn't going to hurt me being a barber.
Right.
I get to work in a cool environment in the summer. I get to work in a warm environment in the winter. And, stemming from my military days, I was outside a lot, and I hated, the cold and the hot and the rain and all of that stuff. It was just like I started almost obsessing about it, like thinking about how I was going to go about it when I finally got out.
Right.
It was almost like God's gift to me, and I don't say that lightly. It's not that I'm the greatest barber that's ever touched clippers or anything like that. When I say that it was a gift, that it has given me a way to express myself
and a purpose. And a besides purpose. What you were doing before, you needed a new purpose.
I did, and I feel like God knew that, and that's what it was. Backing up a little bit, my mom is a graphic artist.
Okay.
So maybe I got a little bit of the artistic from my mom. Obviously I do it in a different medium, but so when I got out, I had this plan of what I was going to do. I did not, when I first got out, I had to wash dishes at IHOP, and it sucked. I hated that job. Of
course.
But I did my job, and I did it to the best of my ability, and I always told myself, well, if I can't do this, then God ain't never going to give me nothing more. During that time, I was going around Roanoke looking for barbershops to work at, or that would let me apprentice at. And I found a guy that I knew Keith Lemon cuts his hair. That's his barber.
Okay.
And so I guess he told Keith about me, and Keith told him, all right, man, you tell him, come on this day at this time and bring somebody with him. And if he wants to, I'll try him out. I'll see what he can do. So, that's what happened. I went there, and I give Keith, we joke about it now. I said, yeah, man. I said, when I brought that guy in there and you seen that cut, I was like, he was like, yeah, I got to let this guy. And he said, nah, bro. He said it was because you showed up and you had the heart to come in here and do it, and I guess maybe he saw maybe a little rough talent, you know what I mean, or just the desire that, yeah, he's serious about wanting to do this,
That's awesome.
So yeah, and I still work there now. I'm not an apprentice or anything like that anymore. But I, as long as I live in Roanoke, that's my home. I enjoy working there, and I enjoy the clientele there, and that's a little bit of how I became a barber.
Right.
I know that you asked me about the community, but so me and Keith did a couple years ago. We were going to the rescue mission to cut hair, and we went there in the hopes of cutting more of the homeless people. We found ourselves cutting a lot of the drug program there, which is we were fine with that too. I guess our intention was to. With cutting hair, we want to make people feel good about themselves. Right. You know what I mean? And when you're homeless, like I have been homeless, you become so deep, you don't see the way out, you don't see how you're going to get yourself out of this. And sometimes those people need a little bit of boost, and it may just be a haircut, but I will say that I have cut some people's hair and they look in the mirror and they give me a hug, you can tell that it changes the way they feel about themselves. And so that was our intention. We didn't get to cut as many of the homeless population as we were hoping to, but we enjoyed it nonetheless, and we did a service to our community. I volunteer at Friendship Manor. Okay. And I cut a lot of the older guys that live there, that can't get out otherwise, whether it be they just might be just so too old, kind of, or they might have a prosthetic leg, or it could be a lot of different reasons there. And I enjoy going there. I enjoy listening to their stories. A lot of them are military vets, and I like hearing their stories. I actually got to cut a German side World War II vet. So I've cut a lot of World War II vets before from the American side, but I've never met one that fought on the other side. And really cool guy, really interesting. Really liked talking to him. Still had a real thick accent, so some things were kind of hard to understand. But and not only do I do it in my community as far as going out of the shop, but I realize sometimes people don't have a lot of money, or they might just be getting out of jail, or it could be a lot of different things.
And they can come see you.
And I look out, you know what I mean? And I look out, and I just feel like, I was given a talent from God, and I do profit off of it. That's how I eat every day. Right. But I also like to be able to give it away. I mean, it's art. It's not. It costs me a little bit of my time, but I think that if we're gonna ever change anything, that's what we need to start doing, is giving some of our time, because money isn't gonna fix everything. Absolutely. But I think that care and concern and love towards other people will probably change things a lot faster than money will. So.
I love it, and thank you. Thank you for all you do.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So, want to tell everybody where they can come see you at?
Yeah, Precision Cuts. It's at 4211 Plantation Road. You can stop by, or you can book me on Booksy at Fly to Barber. Just go to your Play Store on your phone and download Booksy, and I will be the first barber that you will see on there.
Okay.
So, yep.
And thank you, everybody, for watching today. Until tomorrow, God bless.